Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I'm joined by
John Yelland of Judicator.
It's great to be chatting to you today. Concord is your seventh album and gets released in a matter of days, really, isn't it? How excited are you waiting for its release?
I am really thrilled because the whole process of creating this album was really enjoyable and a labor of love. So getting that out to the world is something I'm very eager to do.
Awesome. It's very uplifting and powerful. I love the way the album starts, like gently and then. Yeah. It's exactly what we need in these uncertain days. How's the single releases feedback been? What's that been like?
It's been rather positive. This is, financially speaking, I think the best album we've released. I have just off to my side here a metric assload of pre-orders that are set to go out. So, yeah, I mean, the numbers online are pretty good, but the numbers in terms of pre-orders and stuff are very encouraging, I would say. Yeah.
So, The Majesty of Decay was released in 2022. How does the new album compare then to your previous release?
That's an interesting question because, so in 2020, the band's co-founder and up to that point, primary songwriter left the band. And so long-term fans of the band will certainly recount that The Majesty of Decay was a hard left turn in terms of sound and music writing approach. So, you know, despite the fact that The Majesty of Decay was our most critically acclaimed album, there were a lot of fans who were kind of taken aback, like, whoa, it's been sort of a traditional power metal approach, and now you're going off into like avant-garde power metal progressive territory.
Yeah.
So, you know, after The Majesty of Decay sort of calmed down, we sort of had a meeting, like, what do we really want to do next? Feel like we took a hard left turn with The Majesty of Decay, like a pendulum swing. We determined we wanted to kind of come back to center. So we decided to go with sort of a more traditional approach, a little bit more stripped down and focused. And so, yeah, we started writing Concord. And I'm not going to say this is The Last Emperor 2.0 or Let There Be Nothing Part 2, but it is definitely a move back toward that classic Judicator sound. So for people who were not super into The Majesty of Decay, I would say give this one a spin and see if it tickles your fancy a bit more.
Brilliant. So why the title track Concord? Where I live, we got a place area called Concord, funnily enough. So why that name?
Well, we were coming together with ideas for the album and sort of an idea for how to approach it. We wanted this to be a bit more bright in its sound, a bit more nice in its sound, whereas The Majesty of Decay was very dark and bleak. Not entirely, but anyway, we just decided we wanted to go with something that tried to like bring people together and make people feel a sense of concord, a sense of harmony, and just feel good. So we thought that the album title fit the sort of general approach we were going for.
Cool. It's a whole package, even down to the album artwork. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the album artwork was created by Mark Wisnant, who is somebody we've worked with before on The Last Emperor and The Majesty of Decay. He's a phenomenal artist, and as far as I'm concerned at this point, I think we'll just stick with him as long as he'll keep having us.
I'm just really pleased to hear you say it's not AI. A few bands, I understand why bands go down that road. For that. It's artwork, isn't it? It's being a person.
I get the temptation because producing quality artwork is expensive and time consuming, but there's a whole litany of reasons I could give for why AI, you need to be very careful. I use it in my work to help write like emails and stuff that's kind of like, I don't need to spend my time writing copy for this or that, but for stuff that's creative, that's supposed to come from your heart and soul and be a unique, organic manifestation of your internal workings, all that kind of thing. Like AI betrays the whole point of artistic expression.
Exactly. But, I mean, like you say, you can understand why some bands go down that road. But yeah, well, I think it's fantastic. It's very eye-catching. It's great. My favourite track on the album today is Meriden. Which is your favourite today and why?
Blood Meridian is probably my favorite track because it starts out moody and then it turns into like a regular power metal song, I guess you could say, and then it gets interrupted by black metal near the end, and then that segues in an interesting way into some like a classic Wild West hoedown.
Yeah,
it's a song full of tons of it's a roller coaster.
What do you plan to do on release day? Is there anything happening? Are you going to maybe do a live stream or anything like that? Listening by?
We actually haven't thought about that. That's a good idea. Putting out promo video and that kind of thing for sure. So, I'm going to create some assets and whatnot. But yeah, live stream would actually be a really great idea.
Totally. I mean, you could do like a premiere on YouTube, couldn't you? Sort of do that maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, actually we do. We have a visualizer video for Joanna's song. What we did is we went downtown Salt Lake and we lit up this grungy alleyway with vibrant purple and orange. We were trying to capture that Purple Rain aesthetic.
Right.
And we blasted a fog machine into there. So it's a really neat visualizer video. I forgot that actually is dropping on release day. And so we're going to be pushing that visualizer video hard. But a live stream is a good idea too.
Cool. All right. And so what about touring? I mean, you don't seem to be a band that does tour a lot. Is that right?
Yeah, at this stage in life, touring, if Blind Guardian wants to offer us a tour, we'll make it happen. But I've toured, I've done that, and at this juncture in my life, it's not something I'm super interested in doing. I'm very happy producing music that I love and playing 3 or 4 times per year. So we're more focused on short runs, weekend warrior runs, and festival dates. So yeah, we'll be performing at Epic Fest in Europe, in Denmark. That'll be our first ever performance on European soil. And that actually happens the week after Concord releases. So we are over the moon excited about that.
That'll be amazing. And I mean, Denmark's like a total heavy metal sort of country. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll be amazing for you, honestly, and hopefully it's nice and warm by then as well. Should be all right, man. Okay, is it your first time ever like into Europe yourself? I mean, you've been to Europe, haven't you?
Well, I studied abroad in Berlin back in 2014, and I've been to Germany a few times. I visited as a tourist France and the UK once, so I'm not terribly intimidated about finding my way around and whatnot.
Can you tell us a little bit about Behölder? What's the plans?
Yeah, Behölder is a doom metal project between myself and Carlos Alvarez, who actually did the mixing and editing for Concord. Right. I've known him for a long time. He's done work with Judicator for years now, a great friend. And yeah, he just hit me up one day asking if I wanted to participate in this doom metal project, and project became a band. They all flew out here to Salt Lake City and I hooked them up. We did a music video, and I have been really surprised because with Judicator, we've been doing this for like 12, 13 years or something. And we've never had a big break or whatever, which is totally fine. But with Behölder, I'm just really surprised that with one single, it seems to be doing really well. I mean, the music video that we released is the best performing music video I've ever been on.
Right.
And I've already heard little whispers, little echoes in the warp about a handful of opportunities that could come our way, which, if they do, would be stupendous. So I'll never give up Judicator. Judicator is my baby. But if it so happens that Behölder is the project of mine that really takes off, then I'm happier than a bug in a rug.
This album, though, can you tell us what can fans expect from Concord? I already know, but what can they unsuspected?
Yeah, so I've laid some groundwork. Majesty of Decay was sort of like black licorice, a very complex meal with a lot of ups and downs. Concord is more like just a nice, delicious fish and chips or a turkey sandwich with a glass of lemonade or something. I think Concord is pleasant. It's more uplifting, although there are some darker sections in there. It's brisk. I think it's a really pleasant album. And one thing I'll say too is whenever I'm at the point in the album production process where it's done, the album is done, I put on my headphones and I go take a walk and I just listen to the album front to back. And when I finished listening to Concord during this time, the album ended. And I started thinking to myself, all right, is this an 8.5 out of 10, a 9.5, a 9? And I was just like thinking, what are really my thoughts? What is my assessment of the album? And then I was interrupted by the realization that, oh, I'm still smiling. It's been like 30 seconds of thinking and I'm still smiling. And I'm like, who gives a shit about whatever arbitrary number is placed on the rating of the album? This album makes me feel good. Yeah. And so I'm really happy with it. I think people will too.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've been listening to it a lot down the gym. It's very good. It's very good to keep me motivated. And it's uplifted, which is what we need.
I would have to say my top 3 albums of all time. If I had to pick something, it would be Blind Guardian's album Live. Right. Which is a very thought-provoking album title, but that album really ingrained itself into me because listening to that, I was in a huge Blind Guardian kick and fantasizing about being there and even fantasizing about myself being on stage. It's a wonderful live album. Second, I would say, is David Bowie's album Outside. I love avant-garde music. I love weird music, and David Bowie's Outside it's so amazing. I love it. Third, I don't know. I would have a hard time. I would pick a Charles Bradley album though, for sure. I love Charles Bradley, and his work has really inspired me.
So cool. Okay. Favorite 3 musicians?
Hansi Kirsch, David Bowie, and Charles Bradley.
Oh, awesome.
In my experience, the things I have found that I cherish the most are a couple of like hand towels for the stage to like wipe your face off. That changed my life. Pineapple juice, which is terrific for the vocal folds, right. And a good book that will keep you engaged throughout the duration of the tour.
So 3 countries that you would love to tour if you could just go anywhere in the world.
So I really want to perform in Germany. I really want to perform in the UK, and I really want to perform in Greece.
Cool. Why Greece?
Because if we were to perform a festival or something in Greece, then I could conceivably easily build out some tourism.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's so much history there that I would love to check out.
Right. So, which musician, dead or alive, would you have in your car for a 24-hour road trip?
Dio, Ronnie James Dio. I would love to talk with that guy.
Song about a made up song about your personality. What would it be called?
Schizophrenic, maybe?
Do you prefer vinyl or digital?
Vinyl, easily.
Is there a particular song that you wish you had written?
No, because I think we've all had that hypothetical scenario on our head, like, oh, if I could go back in time and rewrite, if I could be the one who wrote Purple Rain or Let It Be, because I want to feel proud of what I did, of what I conjured. But that being said, if I had to pick one, it would probably be a Beatles song, maybe Let It Be or Yesterday.
Cool. Do you prefer hard rock or thrash metal?
Hard rock or thrash metal? Hard rock.
And the final one is, do you prefer festivals or small intimate gigs?
I've played my fair share of small intimate gigs. I've performed for 3 people and the bartender. There's a definite charm to performing for your 3 buddies and the bartender, but I strongly prefer festivals. This is John Yelland of Judicator. Watch Zeb 666. It'll rock your world.
666. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah, hopefully I can see you someday and perform for you. And please check out our new album, Concord, which is available for pre-order right now and releases on March 28th.
People scattered uprooted, and I need to see you as channel in the silent war for the country's soul. We're caught adrift, divided and hostile. We're storyless, no vision that's common. We had